Okay. Let's see. Ooh, my throat. My throat. I think I got sick this week from stress. No one around me was sick. How's everybody doing? Hold on. We haven't done this for a while. Can we gift 5 memberships to kick off the stream? I hope everyone's doing well. Marie, Cat, Mama Cat. Are we live? I think we're live. If not, I'll say hi to everybody again. I think everybody's here, right? Okay, we're gonna see how long we can keep this stream going for. My throat is not doing well, but I do have a story for you all once we get this whole stream set up and going. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday morning so far. Maybe. Will the game work? I'm cold, but I'm here. Hey, get you. I've been on that, Marie. I have been on that. I'm gonna try my best to mute myself on the mic, but y'all might hear some coughing from time to time. Hey, I went to Marshall. I think it's Marshall. Wait, oh man, I'm forgetting. Last week, whose birthday was it? Whose birthday was it that was announced last week? That's gonna be tomorrow's. Was it Marshall's? I think it was Marshall's. I think it was Marshall's. I hope everyone's doing well. Oh. Oh man, I hate being sick. No, I know everyone hates being sick, but man, this sucks. Wait, do you have a cold, Marie, or are you just like actually cold? Sheila! Oh man, my throat. Sheila! Sheila, how are you doing? Okay, last time we didn't have the online membership on for a while. We just activated, so we should be able to go quote unquote shopping. Freezing at 62 degrees. So warm. Marie, if I didn't know you, I would assume you're from my Hawaiian Islands. Because 60 is cold in Hawaii. But 60? That's a nice warm temperature over here in the Northeast. Mighty warm. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I got a story for you all in a bit. For those that were not here last stream, we started looking at cars. Ooh, it feels like frozen fog. No, get out. Mama cat. Hot shower. Breathe some steam. Oh, I'm cheap. I don't know if this is a thing around the world. This is something my parents used to do. I'm assuming it's those that don't know, I'm Vietnamese. I don't know if it's a Vietnam culture thing, but when I was a kid, I don't know if anybody around the world does this. When I was a kid, if you were sick, they would put like this big giant pot. I don't know what it's in meters, but it's like a 2-foot pot size. It's a big giant 2-foot pot. And they would put orange peels, bananas, apples. It's like they're cooking something. And in this pot, they'll put ointments and stuff, right? And they would light the pot on fire or from underneath and start cooking. You would straddle the pot essentially. And I think that's where it's similar to the hot bath thing. And they will put like a tent over you, and you're just to stay there for at least 2 hours. I don't know if this is a worldwide thing, but now that, you know, I've been under the weather lately, I kind of want to try it. Again, I haven't done it since I was a kid. I have no idea if anybody ever experienced something like that. I call it like a human soup. You're literally cooking yourself. Oh man. Keely. Wow, Keely. I can't read today either. I said that as Keely Stone. Kelly Stone. You're welcome. How you doing? Brittany. Stacy. What's up? Mom used to slice onions thin, sugar them, and give us the juice. Oh, that sounds delicious, actually. Later, scientists discover his... I might just eat onions then. It sounds like it would do wonders. I love natural cures. I haven't had that since I want to say, the last time I had it, probably 9 or 10 years old. Because I think in my teenage years, I just felt like I was getting cooked and it didn't do anything. But in hindsight now, that sounds beneficial to me. My mom did that to me, but Vicks Vape Rub in hot water. Ooh. Maybe I could do a modified version of that. Just put some on my chest. Fragrant hot tub sounds good, actually. It was like a big giant boat. You literally just wrap your legs like you're straddling to give birth around it. And you'll put your head above the soup, like maybe 6 inches. What's that? 12 centimeters above the thing, and you just sit there crouched over for an hour or two. Thanks, Una. Getting cooked, not a bad idea on a cold day. Marie, you and I could just be huddled over this thing together. Alright, so we're gonna go a little shopping. I actually have the stuff ready, but I have a story about my car. So those that don't know, last week I shared with you, oh no, my car had an oil leak. That was fixed. And if, it didn't, those that don't know, I had a 2014, I'm gonna emphasize this, a 2014 Ford Fusion. Alright. It's been giving me problems since I bought it way back in 2014. I'm the original owner. I babied that car. That thing had a new engine and a new transmission at 40 and 50,000 miles under warranty. I don't know if anybody here ever had the privilege of buying a new car. But usually with the new car, you don't run into transmission or engine issues at all. That's predominantly a pre-owned thing. That was not a good sign for the history of the car to be. And I changed the oils on that thing. I did all the proper maintenance. I'm sharing this story because I shared the same story with a few other folks I was looking to buy cars from. So there was one day, earlier this week, there was a car, right? I've got to share this with you all last time. Hold on, let's see if I can show my computer screen and put this over here. And let me drag this way. And give me 1 second. Oop. This button here. Sorry, y'all. You have to bear with me. I have bought a new car. It's been in the shop 4 times since. Oh my, Angsuna. Oh man. Wait, Angsuna, is it I forgot whose birthday was it tomorrow? Is it your birthday? Or was it Michelle? Or was it somebody else? So to catch everybody up on the story, this was my beloved car since 2014. So what was it? It's been 11 years since I had this in black. That's my baby. It has 135,000 miles. So in the span of 15 years, but no, 11 years. I can't do math. I put 135K on there. No, I'm at the end of the year. Oh. Why did I think it was your birthday? Never mind. Happy early birthday, Suna. I think if that person shows up, we'll do something fun for them. All right. So there was this car. This is I think the end of last stream where I shared with you I was hunting, right? So there was a car I was gonna look at. Rich, how you doing? And it was the car I saw. Fairly reasonable price. Lexus ES 350. Obviously not this. I don't have the money for this. This is the 2022 true. It was like one of these This 2010s. All right. These are supposed to be reliable. I pulled up to the local Lexus dealership to take a look at it because it had one owner and it was baby, just like how I baby my Ford. But unlike the Ford, Lexus are made by Toyota, so they're supposed to be reliable. Tell me why when I pulled up to the dealership, there was a gentleman buying this car as I pulled in. And the salesperson I spoke with gave me the look like, crap, I could have had the sale. Both him and I were sad. Because you know how hard it is to find an old used car that was taken care of? Because quite frankly, a lot of people, when they buy new cars, a lot of them don't take care of it that well. Which is fine for them because they're going to trade it in, not their problem. But for folks that are, struggling with money or trying to save up to get a used car that's reliable, that's an issue. This car was taken care of. Usually, cars, you're supposed to change oils every 5,000 miles. This car here, it had its oil changed every 3,000 miles. Jen, how are you? So, the salesperson felt bad for me. And he said, for your car, not that one. I wish I had the money for that one. For those that don't know, this is about like, at minimum, 40, 50 grand. Used. Just gonna let y'all know the price point right there. For this car, he took a look at it. He definitely sees I took care of the car. The only thing not working at the car at the time, I'm gonna emphasize this right now. The only thing not working on my Ford was AC. It needed a new AC clutch. That was about $1,000 to fix. Actually no, $1,600 to fix the AC clutch. So I drove my windows down. The brakes were squealing, and the stereo, the speakers wouldn't work. So my surround sound for my car for the past 2.5 years, I want to say, was my iPhone on full blast on speaker mode. That was the sound of my car. And everyone don't know the amazing, famous YouTuber Januki. Hold up my throat. Sorry. For those that are just coming in, I'm not feeling that well, so we're gonna see how long my voice lasts for. All right. I think my sickness actually came from being stressed this week from this event. So the car being sold roughly on private market, maybe like $7,000-$8,000. This thing, if you want to get this, I want you to go inhale that sicky soup you mentioned. I don't know how to make it, Jed. My mom knows the secret formula for that. Oh man. So what the dealership said was, we can discuss the exact pricing because they have to do a deep look into the car, but roughly between 4.1, maybe 4.5K for my car trade-in value. Not bad. He said there is an SUV coming in. So Lexus SUV. Apparently a lot of people called. And when he said that, I didn't believe him. Because salesmen always say, oh yeah, you're not going to get this car. So if I was a salesman to Januki, I'd be like, Jen, if you're not getting this car right now, there's somebody lined up. Rich and Suna, Mama Cat, they're on their way to pick up the car right now if you don't get it. Usually it's a sales tactic, right? So I dismissed it. But he gave me the price. It's an old one. It was, let's see if I can find it. This is what he was showing me. A 2012. It's an old one with 145K miles on there. But he genuinely felt bad that I missed out on the initial Lexus I was going to get. So he said he was going to call me first thing that car gets back from their, their service station. Oh, this is yours, Jen? Let me tell you something, Jen. So, but he said it's not available to get looked at right now. But he said the second it's available, he'll give me a call. Right? Literally a day after, he gives me a call. And he says there's other people interested in the car. And what I mentioned earlier, I didn't believe him. I heard other folks, like other folks as in the salespeople, and the stations near him also making calls about the car. So I said, all right, here's my game plan. Those that don't know, I take care of my mom. So I'm going to look at this car first after work, and then down the street in the same, like, I want to say like city area. It's not close enough, but it's close-ish. There's like a Toyota Camry. There was a used Toyota RAV4, and there was a Subaru also in that area. So I said, if this doesn't work out, we can look at the other options. I mean, not the exact one, but I had the same. Hey, listen. I'm sorry, y'all. Because the other one was Toyota Camry, and I think it was a fleet vehicle. So it was like a 2018. Fleet vehicle are those that are used by rental services. So it's not usually recommended because they don't take care of their cars that well. 2018. That was the other option. My next one would either be a Jeep or an SUV. I want to sit high again. I missed the view of it. I heard Jeeps are not that reliable in Suna. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. Are Jeeps reliable? I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute for a second, y'all. Oh man, we're not gonna last that long for the stream. Every time I talk, my voice gets raspier and raspier. Is there not a deposit you can make while I wait? I know a lot. I know nothing about Marie. I don't know that much either. Hearing how the salespeople work there, I even dare you to think they staged how it works. It's just nuts. Oh man. Oh, I'll get to that in a second, sooner. Jenny, Lily. Wait, Lily fams. Oh, I was like Lily. I was like, what do you mean, Lily? Lily of the Valleys. How are you doing, Jenny? Sorry, I'm a little out of it. It took me a while to connect two to two. Jeeps are expensive in parts if you don't know where to look. Or here it is. I really miss off-roading. Oh. I mean, 3.5 out of 5 isn't that bad. All I know is Toyotas and Lexus, because they're the same company, are the most reliables. Thanks, Mama Cat. So, that was the plan. All right, y'all. In my head, that was the plan, so I could feel comfortable walking away from this thing. Let me pull up Canva. I need to YouTube thumbnail blank. Perfect. Let's type in Lexus. I need to show you all what happened. All right, this obviously is not the car I got. This is a modernized version of it. Why you tell me that live stream takes a lot out of you? I still have to catch your standing. I haven't been. It gets them used to. It just sucks when you're not feeling well. I will say though, for anyone that does plan a live stream like Jenny, I want to say, actually, Januki, how long did it take you? I say like it takes you like a good week, like 3-4 streams in, you'll get adjusted to it. But the first time though, I was questioning what I was doing 15 minutes in. I used to have a gas car, but then I changed to I see the only thing about electric, I'm just not sure about the reliability. That's the only thing that prevented me from getting electric. Not to mention also, if you have a Tesla right now, which is predominantly the most electric car, the most on the market, you're kind of getting targeted a lot. Regardless of how you feel about politics, Teslas are getting targeted right now. Kelly! It has been how are you doing? To catch you up, Kelly, I am in the process of car shopping. I'm weird. It's energizing for me once I get going, but I have issues with momentum. Momentum's huge. If you take a break from streaming, it's like you're brand new again when you get started. Thank you, Jenny. My Jeep was also gas, so cheap to drive. Electric, no thank you. Kelly, so that was the plan, Kelly. The Just to let you know, Kelly, this is my baby. This, a Ford. Those that don't know what Ford stands for, FORD, fix or repair daily. That thing has been in the shop a lot. Cass in here, Cali. Oh man, I can only imagine what Cali prices are. Which is the little brother to yes, Kelly. So I need to show you all something. Let's say this is the city, right? That I'm looking in. To give you a visual, let's say that's where the dealership is for Z Lexus. I'm gonna let's see if I can find my car. They have to have a picture of the car here. What feature? Yeah, mine did not. That's a Mustang, but so I'm on the way there, and let's just say the Camry, the closest next vehicle, is all the way over here to give you an idea of distance. All right, zooms in. I pay not even $50 for a liter of electricity here, and it's immensely expensive. What's a liter? I'm thinking that's a little bit. I don't know. Is that a GR? Don't worry too much about the brand. Yeah, Januki. You'll eventually find a groove. It just takes a bit. So, to give you a distance, right? Now, let's look up streets. Graphic. We're gonna give you all a visual. Now, the dealership is on a long stretch of road, like very long. All right. So we're gonna do. Where's the twisted thingy? Let's make it straight. There we go. So the dealership's at like towards this area. Toyota Corolla G. Oh, let me tell you something. The only issue with Corollas I have, if you have a kid, by the way, Corollas are one of the best cars you can give a kid. It's easy to maneuver, they're reliable, and they are cheap to maintain. And you know, kids will have their first bumpy to bump, hopefully not serious, in there from either backing out, hitting something. Corollas are one of the best cars you can get as a first newer car. Just throwing it out there. Unless you have money to get something more expensive, then have at it. But Corollas, chef's kiss, especially the pre-owned ones. Fake it till you make it. It's real. It is. It is what my husband is trying to talk me into. Oh wait, what do you drive currently then, Kelly? My goodness, this is a visual story time. Jenny. I've married into a car fam. Oh, Kelly. Hold on, let's see. So we're gonna put L for Lexus. That's the dealership, all right? And then the road to get there is like this. I'm giving you all the full picture right now. I'm giving you all the full picture. And distance wise, hold on, let's get a line going. I'm gonna give you the whole experience. Let's see. To give you an idea, this length here, this is a good at 25 miles an hour, which is the speed limit, it'll be a 5-minute drive. This is a 5-minute drive. All right. I have a Toyota. What is that? Oh my god, Kelly, you're more of a car person than I am. Toyota BZ4X. What is that? I've never seen this car in my life. Hold on, Kelly showed me a brand new Toyota. The only Toyotas I know of are RAV4s, Highlanders, and Camrys and Corollas, and a little thing called an Echo. I look size though. Wait, is your husband trying to get you from this to this? No, Kelly, unless there's something wrong with the car. No. No. Oh, this is Toyota's electric. I don't. Listen, I don't know the full story, but I'll take this over a Corolla. Corollas are great, excellent cars, but the issue is they're tiny cars. That's my biggest issue with that. But it works for young drivers at first. That's why I recommend it, because it's easy to maneuver. Those that have big SUVs, those that have SUVs in general, you know how hard it is to maneuver that into tight spots compared to a small little car. I currently have a CHR. He's trying to get me into a Corolla GR. Oh. For everyone that don't know cars, that's a big deal. That's all you need to know. I wish I could do Canva this proficient. I'm so used to telling stories through Canva that I know this software to the back of my hand now. I know Tesla's getting hated on, but I'm driving that right now. That I genuinely feel, because I was talking to my wife about this, I genuinely feel bad for Tesla drivers, because you all are not responsible for the actions of the one in charge. Put it that way. But you are suffering to wrath because of the brand. You have two Kellys in it. Oh, yeah. Kelly with the E and Kelly without the E. Oh, I just realized both of you have the same S for your last name, too. Kelly 1 and Kelly 2. So, just to give you all an idea. All right, this is how long of a drive it is for Lexi. So, just to remind you all, the things that are broken on the thing are AC. So AC's busted on this. Where's the no symbol? Brand wrath is only wrath I can wield, and so I do it. So the car has no working AC, right? Brakes, hit or miss. So brakes are hit and miss. And then the other thing I showed you all that's not working is the radio. But everything else is fine. Everything else with the car is good to go. So they're willing to do 4.1 to 4.5K to trade in for this. If there's no Canva, it's not a truck stream. I should just change my channel from Animal Crossing to Canva streams. Tell me why. Oh, y'all can't see it, but from over here, so this is 5 minutes. This is roughly a little bit shorter than this, and this whole span is another 10 minutes, all right? You kind of need brakes. It works. It works, Kelly. The issue is, y'all ever get to the point with the brakes where they scream at you? They were screaming at me. So around here, I heard a pop sound. Those that have never seen the underside of a car, there is something called the exhaust. This is where the the gas fumes come out. But what happens is there is, where is it? Underneath, there's a long giant pipe, like a giant one that connects to the exhaust. All right, the exhaust is still there. This big giant pipe underneath the car, it didn't fall off per se. It just it did this. Because all you heard was clunking for a second. So poof, clunk. And this happened around this area. So it dropped, yeah. And I'm guessing the front part was hanging for dear life. Kelly is like the mechanic of the group. Keep in mind, as I'm sharing the story, we're all sitting comfortably, hopefully, or lying down comfortably somewhere. Imagine if this was happening while you were driving, all right? And you're not Kelly, who is in a car family. You are you, or me in this case. You know cars, but you don't know them that well. it all I think on my head was all the curse words I knew along the lines of mother. Burp. I knew something fell. I knew something was scraping because this thing was dragging on the ground, all right? So, kind of a note here. That's missing. That was over here. Now, over here. Not a lot. This is maybe over exaggerating here. Let me see if I can find a little bit. Maybe something like this. So a little subtle. Just a little subtle. Not something that dark. But the dark to give you all the visual here. Hey, Angel Kitty! Been there, my exhaust is pretty loud right now. It has issues. I need a new exhaust. Man, we all have car problems. I'm not officially sponsored by Kelly's Family, but if Kelly's Family has a auto shop nearby, I would like to give them a shout out for honest mechanics. This is hard to find one. Sorry, y'all. All right, so you know, a little of a poof shows up from this, and this thing shows up. Check engine light. Now, Kelly, since you are the car person, my brother-in-law is a general manager. Let's go. On the dash, you could see a multitude of things. All right. There is this thing. I think what I'm about to say is true for the majority of cars. There might be exceptions out there. When this symbol shows up, I know much about this car. Two things. This can mean a few things. But if you ever see this or this, it looks pretty much like this, either with check on there or just this without the check on there. All you need to know is if it's solid, it's not a major issue. So if you don't take anything from today's stream, if you are driving a car and the check engine light shows up, if it's solid, like it doesn't blink, you're good to go. Mine was blinking. My check engine light was blinking. Usually with blinking, that means you pull over and you get your car towed to the next dealership. You do not drive it at all. All right. So if you do not take anything away from today's stream, blinking check engine light, you pull over, get that thing towed. Or if you're strong enough, you push it back to your house. Solid, you can keep going for a while. Solid, that means something minor, like oxygen sensor or something. In your situation, I will be the first car that I could get to. So that shows up. And then at this point, we are total of under 9 minutes away from this place. Could you imagine you were the salesperson selling me the car, right? You had an old version of this, and you were going to sell it and get a trade-in for this car that you offered $4K the day before. What would you all say to me if you were the salesperson? And you see me pulling up with the squeaky brakes. They got louder than the last time you saw it. The exhaust getting dragged on the ground. You already know there's no AC and there's no radio. I can tell you right now, the salesperson, when he saw it, his hand hit his head on top, and he was just like, no. His hand was literally on top of his head. What did you do, Jenny? Exactly. There was another salesperson out there as well. And they quickly pointed out something else with the car. There's another light that didn't show up on my car. My tires were not flat, but you usually have this show up on your car when you have once your tire hits a certain pressure, this will go on. This did not show up on my car. What didn't you do, Jenny? Went to lease our cars, turned in 3 years latest technology and under warranty. Kelly, where were you in my life at when this is all happening? Remember, I'm just, yeah, we have cakes in a cha-cha-cha. Lexus is top end, so it's a different dealer. Might be better. So, what happened was, y'all about to get a whole other car lesson here. Let's pull out. Let's add a new page real quick. We're gonna do tires, and then we're gonna do. Let's do here from this angle. So if I give any inaccurate information, Kelly can be the judge today to correct me. I think everyone's familiar with nails. I think everyone's familiar with nails. So, if you drive your car and you ever wonder if like a tire shop is scamming you, if the nails are in this area of the tire, the part that actually touches the road, you can patch it. What patches mean is just you get a big giant fancy rubber paper, you stick it over the hole, and it holds it back from the pressure of the air inside the tire so it doesn't leak. If the nail is either on the edge here or on the side, you have to replace the tire. And another fun car fact for you all. If you have an all-wheel drive car, you have to replace all 4 tires. Just an FYI for everyone that gets all-wheel drive cars. When one tire has to get replaced, if the tread, like the thickness of the tire, is so big, a big difference from the other tires, you have to replace all 4s. If you cheap out, you're going to actually pay a bigger bill in the future because the system that drives all 4 tires, they get screwed up and actually can damage the car. Last name was on the side. Yeah, mine was here and it was here. So, in my case, I'm sure if I could read the dealer's mind, the salesperson's mind, he sees this in his head right here. And basically money going out the window. That's what probably he sees with the money. That in his head. It's no chains on all-wheel drive is tricky. Yeah, I'd never done that. I was kind of iffy about that, to be honest. Just because I feel like if a chain breaks on the tire in snow weather, you're kind of whiplashing the chain around, breaking stuff. So, like I said, initially, the day before. Oh, that's just the L. Hold on. Where's the text at? Aha. That was 4K they were offering for the car. 4.124. I'm going to let you all pretend to be a salesperson now. Knowing everything you know now of the story, and there's no hiding everything that's going to go wrong with the car. They're going to inspect it. The good place is actually inspect your car. Because if they inspect your car, you know the fact they inspected the car you're about to buy from them too. How much would you all offer for a 2014 Ford Fusion with 135k miles with all these issues now? They'll most likely take your old cars to auction for parts. Cars could be my guess. Yeah. But they still have to make an offer for the car though. That's a trade-in value. Remember, the car, I'm paying peanuts. Value on a private sale is about 7K. Kelly Blue Book, they say that around like 3.5K is roughly what would have been the offer for trade-in. Because this was the initial offer and all these things happened, they said they can only do that much. remember, as I'm sharing the story, you all are sitting home very comfy right now. I was not in the right state of mind. I was not in the right state of mind. I completely forgot down the street. There were other cars I was going to look at. I'm actually at a meeting for work. Oh, Jenny. So they took my car, with a whole bunch of guys inspected the crap out of it. I'm assuming they were mechanics, most likely. And I took this thing. Actually, this thing actually was. It looks similar to the car that I had offered. The same color and everything. This thing. So I took this for a test drive. So I took this 2012 with 10,000 more miles than my Ford for a test drive. So if you have been able to buy the one a few days before, you have gotten 4 times. Yeah. Yeah. Big time, isn't it? This was the car I just drove. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I forgot how smooth Lexus were. If you have never driven a Lexus before, it is a quiet car. It rattles only occasionally when you go over a lot of bumps. My mom was obviously sold on the car. She was in the car too. Don't forget, this whole story, my mom was in the car with me. He loved the SUV. And to be frank, I love the fact, and someone said this earlier in chat, you could see out of the SUV. Those have always driven sedans, just know when you get into an SUV, you have such a better view of everything. But your driving, though, has to change. I forgot that SUVs are taller for a second when I was driving it. And I was driving it as if it was a sedan. And I felt the body roll as I'm turning it around a corner. So you probably like a RAV4 or a Corolla Cross SUV. Yeah. I'm too short to drive. So, Jenny, most cars, I want to say, if you're looking at least 2015, right? Most cars should have the feature to boost your chair up so you can see. And so that way you don't have to be too worried about the height of the car. I mean, your height compared to the view. That should not be an issue. But it is a lot bigger than my sedan. Looking because I'm eating, but I have a RAV4 hybrid. I'm going to back to sedan. I'm never going back to sedan. Yes, Krista, thank you for lurking, by the way. If y'all ever need something reliable, as long as the car is maintained, you can have bad Toyotas and Lexuses. As long as they do the oil changes at minimum. I need a little step stool to get into an SUV. If that's the case, there is, oh man, Jeeps have them. These thingies, like the bigger SUVs, some of the higher end ones, they either have these things built into them, or the ones that are really fancy, they have it hidden away. So when you grab the door handle, the step comes out like an automatic machine, like. Even though my CHR is little, I still sit up high. Listen, visibility is all that matters. This was not standard before 2015. In every car I've had, there was this thing to push up the seats. I wouldn't say standard. It was more of some cars were very cheaply made. So most cars should have it before 2015. But I'm saying like there are certain cars where the seats will only slide back and forward and the backrest might move. I'm talking about those cars. Because I know there are some people that, you know, to be honest, we all don't make a lot of money. There are some people that can only like get like 1980 SUVs, like these things, and some of them probably do have seat raisers, but some of them don't at the same time. I'll stick to my Nissan Altima 2017 as much as I like to drive an SUV. I don't trust myself to control a big car. I'll get to that story in a second, Jenny. So, here's the thing. My Ford Fusion has a giant backup camera with guiding lines. So, Ford Fusion backup camera. This thing. So it beeps at you, it tells you where your wheels are going and everything. And because I've had this car since 2014, I've become so reliant on this that I forgot how to back up any car without a camera. I drive a Fiat, so I have nothing fancy at all. Now my car feels fancy. Listen, a fancy car to me in my book nowadays is one that works. It doesn't break down. So I have been so reliant on this kind of camera, right? This Lexus does have a backup camera. RX 350 2012 backup camera. Rear view. But unlike the modern ones where it's in your giant like 6-inch, 9-inch screen, touchscreen on your car. It's in a review. It's this tiny little thing. And it does not have the lines. So I'm trying to figure out where the tires are. And during the test drive, let me show y'all something. Y'all gonna laugh. Hold on. I thought, you know, I don't say I'm like the best driver, nor do I say I'm the worst driver. I'll be honest. I think my driving skills are average, all right? Car. Let's just say, where's the top-down view? You know, just for visuals, let's just do this. Because a lot of people say they're amazing drivers, but they're, you know, average. So I'm going to say I'm average. PC Brian! So let's just say this is the street. All right, position. Let's put this in the back. And we're going to change this to, let's make this a yellow car and then turn this into a silver one. So that's the sidewalk there, right? And this is where the cars are parked. During the test drive, I had to do a lot of stuff to make sure the car actually, you know, was a good buy. I use my little handy dandy thingy here. I thought I was golden with my first parking. I was like, boom. Okay, I can see myself driving the SUV now. It was easy to drive. Great. I just have to take it easy around the corners, easy to park. Tell me why when I got out of the car, when I got out of the car from the driving seat, I thought I would be like sitting on the sidewalk. When I got out, my body was in the full road. And so I went all the way around and realized my car was still halfway out on the street. This is going to sound so bad. I got back into the car. I did a little scoochy scooch. You know, like, okay, so I know there are people here that will get lazy because the proper way is to go back out and then pull back in. I just did a scoochy scooch. I got back out. I literally only moved a centimeter. I'm not going to lie. Parking with an SUV, I'm still struggling with it right now. I'm still struggling with it, trying to figure out where I absolutely avoid parallel parking. I used to be good at it. I love parallel parking. That was not an issue for me. But for some reason, this thing, Oh my god. I cannot get the tires in the area. I think it also is my fear. Those that drive sedans more than SUVs, you know you have this issue. Who here has ever driven their sedan and this thing here, this thing, the rim, scrapes the sidewalk? You know what I'm talking about? In sedans, especially with the low profile tires, sometimes it's not even the tires that hit the sidewalk, it's the freaking rim, and you know you scraped that thing. This is my first SUV. I don't know if it's the same concept. Jenny's like me. I couldn't park a Suburban, no. So I don't know. Because SUVs have giant rims too. They're 18 inches usually. But the tires are thick. And I don't want the tire wall hitting the sidewalk either. So that was my fear when I was parking. I didn't want to rub up against this. Cop! Hold on. We're going to pause the story for a second. There's a lot of folks that stream and create content in chat. Janoki, Jenny started. There's tons of folks in chat. There are people that I know that watch my streams that are lurking. Cleo. I would like to say to Copper Valor, congratulations. I don't know, Copper does make videos and stream, but Copper got their first payout from YouTube. Copper been making content for 3 years. 3 years. Copper just got their payout. Those that don't know, the payout on YouTube, you have to reach $100 before they pay you out. So Copper just got their first Benjamin. Realistically, Copper just got $70. Copper needs to keep $30 for taxes. But Copper got the first payout. $30 for taxes, $25 if you deduct other costs. But congrats, Copper. I was so happy when I saw that. I was like, hey, look, you got paid. But no worries about sleeping in, Copper. I'm gonna go for a W in a bit, try clear my head out, and then probably crash out again and sleep. By crashing out, I'm using it in a millennial sense, going to sleep. Apparently crashing out means getting into a fight nowadays, or yelling. I bought a new, hey, let's go. Listen, tax deductions. All right, so I still can't parallel park to save my life with this thing. But because of my situation, Copper, to catch you up with an SUV, I can't. It's a struggle. I still gotta figure it out. Copper, my check engine light came on. Tire had nails before the dealership. Brakes are squealing. No radio. Exhaust got started hanging out from the car, and no AC. The dealership offered me 4K before, and they went to 1K. And I like the car. And I obviously did not want to drive this thing back. I did not want to drive it back in the condition, because I can only imagine what else happened to it. So I negotiated, and I got them to give me, instead of 1K, 1.5K. It was the saddest amount ever for this car. See? I should have jumped when you felt froggy. I hope you ended up with a reliable. I hope so too. So I signed the paperwork for this. Keep in mind, this, y'all, just remember, this was the 2014. This was the 2012 with 145k miles, and this was 135k. So it's an older car with more miles. But from the Carfax, from the car history report on this thing has been more reliable than this thing. This thing had 2 owners. This Ford Fusion only had 1 owner, me, and I babied that thing. And that thing broke down so many times. So I have high hopes that this thing will not give me issues for a very long time. And I only say that because if y'all would like to know, this was 11K with taxes and registration. There was another model I saw later that night. Same color, same year, right? With 180K. This is in a different state. Somehow I got an ad for this car in a different state. You know how much they were charging for that one? Almost double. They were looking for 18K. And the crazy part is, after I got this car, this was marked as sold for 18K. I know Toyotas and Lexus, especially Lexus, they hold their value. But dang, could you all imagine paying $18,000? How old is that now? 14 years? With 180K miles? As much as a pain as it is, taking in for maintenance, 150K, 60K might be the next. Yeah, 150K is the next service. So I'm actually having the car going to my mechanic on Tuesday for inspection. And I might just ask them to do the 150K service there as well. I had a Toyota for 300,000 miles. And I sold it to someone with only one thing wrong with it. Wait, what's the one thing wrong with it? And what kind of... Oh my god, copper. 300K? So that's why normally the miles would be a flag for any other car brand. You know, Chevy. Even like... To me, even other Japanese brands like Subaru, 145K will be a flag. Toyota and Lexus, I'm not too worried about it. It's still in the back of my mind, but I'm not too worried about it. The funny thing is, they still have to detail the car and everything. So what the mechanics ended up doing, strapping this back up temporarily to the car. They cleared the code temporarily as well. They patched up the... I guess the part that was leaking over here somehow while I was test driving this car. They semi-patched the tires just for me to take the car back to drop off my mom home, take the car back home for the night, and then bring it back after work the following day to pick up the Lexus. Let me tell you something. Driving this thing, and the last day I had it was one of the most nerve-wracking thing on earth. It was a hole in something. I was told it would take $500 to fix. So I told the new buyer and they were okay with it. Oh, wow. Listen, if y'all are tight on cash and you don't care about having like a name brand car like sporty Porsche or something or BMW, I'm telling you, Lexus and Toyotas, not sponsored, can't recommend them enough. As long as at minimum they change their oils. In the service manual, they say cars need to get their oil changed for Lexus and Toyotas as long as you use synthetic oil every 10K miles. But the best buy, if you can find a car that gets their oil changed every 5,000 miles and transmission flush every 60K, that car is worth every penny. This car didn't have the transmission flush, but had everything else. Gift, hey, welcome on in. Yeah, it must have been a long night. I did, Marie. And honestly, after I got this car, that's when I started getting sick. So I'm assuming... It was the stress from all of this. My body finally relaxed. And it was like, all right, you got your car. You're getting sick now. And then I lost my voice. I have spent so many thousands on my Mazda. And only had 100 miles. Oh my god. Isn't Mazda a Japanese brand? Mazda are Japanese, right? I just assumed all Japanese brands are. Wow. I'm so sorry, Copper. That right there was the story of my car purchase. I had a Toyota Corolla, then a Toyota Prius, and then... Ooh, Kelly. So Kelly's blood is pure Toyota. Suspension issue twice. Dang. Oh, Kelly, I have a question for your GM. Or you. So those that don't know what transmission, if you don't change the transmission fluid after a certain period and you go high mileage, you should not touch the transmission fluid. at all. Because you actually do more damage by changing the fluid than not changing the fluid. But, question for Kelly and the GM. If you can find out for me, if you don't know, is I think it's not a flush, it's called a something fill. Kelly grew. It's like you can take out the fluids, only a small amount, and you replace new fluids in. Does that actually help or do damage? That's the only thing I can't find out on the internet. If you don't do a full flush and take out everything, you only take out like 20% and put new fluids in. Would that be okay? My voice is gone. We've been streaming for an hour. My voice is very raspy right now. What happened was when I cleaned up my car before I traded it in for the final time, they told me about the same thing about my older trans fluid. Oh, Mama Cat, so they told you the same thing. Okay. I wrote a goodbye letter to the car. Those that don't know, my dad helped me with this car, and he's no longer around. So I had a lot of emotional attachments to this car. I wrote a letter, and I left it in the glove compartment. The dealership said if they were able to fix the car and sell it a lot, most likely the letter's going to be tossed away. But most likely the car will go to auction. And if that's the case, the letter will be there for the next owner. So whoever the owner is out there, you are going to get a 2-page letter handwritten by me explaining everything before this happened. That letter was written before this. So this was not in the letter. But actually, I'll post it. If you all are in my Discord, I'll post it to the picture if you want to read the letter. If you're going to see how bad my handwriting is. One of my coworkers did read the letter. It just says, "Oh man, Trong, your handwriting." I was like, thank God for computers. I'll post the letter. I'm not gonna lie, my wife knows this. I missed the car. Even though all the issues I had, I still missed the Fusion. The only thing I wish that would make this car purchase so much better is if it had a freaking backup camera that was like the Fusions. It'll make driving it so much better. I guess Kelly, thank you. I just had my car done. They took it all out and put a new one. Yeah, I just need to know like if it has over that mileage, what the recommendation is, or just not even touch it, period. Yeah, that's good. I had a lot of emotional attachments to stuff. Writing out is good. Man, getting old and saying goodbye to stuff, whether it's, you know, living or non-living, just sucks. Your car is on the list of third places, totally. But yeah, on the Discord after stream, give me like a few minutes. I'll post the letter. If y'all can read it, cool. If you can't, I'm sorry. It's chicken scratch. I have horrible handwriting. I have a 2018 with like 35K. Oh man, I wish my mileage was that low. But maybe one day, when someone wins the lottery, hopefully. We can all get new cars. I don't know how to be. Did not change topic, but I don't know how people that win, like. I tried doing this out once. Where's the calculator at? Because I know like the Powerball, you win like millions, right? Let's say you win like millions and you still have after taxes. You take it out as one lump sum payment, like 25 million. I don't know how people spend that. I know people that go broke. I would spend like what? A house in my area is like 500K. Fix it up with everything is $1 million tops. So you're looking at $1 million tops for a home. If you get like 2 brand new cars, like at minimum, and then I'll save like 4 million for retirement, I would still have. Because I was talking to another person about this. I was like, how do you spend so much money for people to win? Honestly, if I ever win the lottery, I'll just be giving away so much stuff like, hey, Mama Cat, you need a new car. Here's 100 grand. And financially, I'll still be fine. Marie needs another car. Let's give her 100 grand. It's like, I don't know how people hit the lottery and just don't go broke. I do indeed have a list of stuff I do with that much money. Like, I think I will go 4 million tops and then I'll run out of stuff. Oh, And one thing I know I would do, buy a few houses, hire some folks, so that'd probably be like 2 million, and have like rescue animals be taken care of. I would literally hire folks, your job, and you have to sign a contract. You have to stay at the job and be with their these animals for the life of the animal. You still have leftover. La Leche League will get a big chunk of it. Look them up if you need to. La Leche? La Leche League. You'll always need a new car. A lot of people do go, bro. I don't understand though. La Leche. Oh, milk. La Leche. Hold on, where's the About Us section? Support breastfeeding families today, tomorrow, always. Yep. A lot of the money will also go towards donations. Oh, that's sweet though. Hold on, where is the About Us? No, parents, families, communities breastfeed, chest feed, and human milk feed with their babies through parent support. Aww. And you know for a fact, this and a lot of other nonprofits need help right now, especially with government cut fundings and stuff. I couldn't feed my babies otherwise. Okay, one of us need to win the lottery. Just a smack ton of money. Save $4 million for retirement. Purchase $2 million worth of stuff, and then the rest donations. And then, oh yeah, $500K for travels. I seriously don't get how people go broke with that stuff. Thank you for attending my Canva TED Talk today. That was supposed to be an Animal Crossing stream. Sorry, next week though, with a louder voice, with more energy. Hopefully, I'm feeling better by then. Until then, Kelly's the best. Congrats again, Copper. Thank you for everyone for showing up. And we'll see if I can park better. It can't be that hard to parallel park without mirrors. I'm telling y'all, I parallel parked a total of at least 8-9 times this week already. I still end up in half the street. How am I in half of the street? And I use my mirrors. Man, I can't drive. Bye, y'all. Mama Cat, Krista, Angel Kitty, Marie, Jenny, Kelly, and the other Kelly, Copper. I couldn't. Okay, not just me. Bye, y'all. Bye.